what is this? Function. Two.
Yeah, so this is one of the package or library of Python in which reduce is there.
Okay.
I think filter and maps are in Python libraries, filter and map. But yeah, this one reduce is in that library. And let's see how it works. So we discussed one lambda function, right? Okay. Even is one of the lambda function actually. You can see. So, oh, okay. Yeah, SQ lambda function is there. But yeah, we also talked that day, right? If you use them once, then it gones actually. Yeah, or it works. Yeah, okay. One position required. Okay, it will work. So we want to do this. Suppose I also forgot reduce, and then you want to do lambda function. L. What is that? How we are writing? I forgot. SQ lambda. Yeah, on numbers. So lambda.
I think do we need to define that reduce into a variable, then we need to call that variable, or directly we can do it?
Some of them and oh, okay. No, most of the time, actually, this reduce function. No, no. Let's define here itself this lambda function. So we were doing a square, right? So
Yep.
reduce is like in the end you will need only one value. So that time actually generally we use. So I think this will not work. So suppose you will have x plus y. Sorry. You have two values in you will take x and y and you will do operation like x plus y. In the end, right, in the reduce, what will happen is you are not going to get list of result. You will get only one value actually. So this will work. So what it does is it's performed like this. So it started 1 plus 2 and returns 3.
Okay.
3 plus 3, 6. 6 plus 4, 10. 10 plus 5, 15.
So this is nothing but sum of.
Sum of the list, but of numbers, actually numbers has 5 elements. So reduce is like if you want some max of one example more you can have. Suppose you want to compare them and get the maximum. This is example of getting the sum, all the sum. But uh, this is how one more reduce I can explain. Is find lambda where x comma y. You are taking two argument and returning a or sorry x if x is greater than y, else b.
Okay.
And this will actually gives you, you can see, right, this is nothing but sorry, should be y. Yeah, it's giving you maximum value out of numbers.
No, for this we need both the values, right? We have only numbers which can go for x. For y, what will be taken?
Yeah, n is a numbers. So how it is doing comparison one by one. So it is compared 1 and 2. So 2 was the answer. 2 and 3. 3 was the answer. 3 and 4. in that way if suppose numbers was nothing but some random number. So like 45, 97 or 33 or 56, 77, some garbage number. Yeah. So yeah, let's keep it as yeah. If this is the number also in the reduce, it will again give you the maximum one, 96. So this is how it works. It compares and saying meaning you took two values from the list, compare if x is greater than y, return x, else return y, and do this operation on entire numbers. This is how a reduce works actually.
Okay. This will
Yeah,
work
but instead of using this reduce and I will suggest you just go with the regular flow, that is using regular functions. That is much
okay.
better. No need to yeah create trouble code actually. But if you understand like yeah, this is like one liner push functions you can write, you definitely go ahead with this also. So I told right that a Python is nothing but using yeah. Hmm. And we also I think did we talk like a is equals to one string and right in Python you can directly multiply also this thing. It just repeats the string thrice times or four times.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is called a string function, what or just
No, no,
normal
it is
conditional.
like suppose you are doing operation on strings, right? So these are actually not valid. This you cannot perform, but to string you can add actually. That is what I wanted to say.
Okay.
So you can do any multiply operations or within strings they are compatible. So suppose b is some other value. So a plus b you can do it. It's like concatenation, right? Adding to a
Okay.
string and yeah, extending those strings and all. These are also possible in Python and very straightforward actually. Suppose if you write b plus a, then value str will come.
We can do only addition, but not a multiplication. Correct? No, we did multiplication also, right?
Yeah, but you cannot do this one, I think. But you can multiply
Single string.
the number or yeah, any numbers that will give you three times or four times whatever value you. It will repeat just. But yeah, I think multiply you cannot and subtracts cannot be there. Yeah, obviously. I think b minus a we cannot do. Yeah, we cannot do. So add actually concates and multiply uh, repeats the string number of times actually. These are the things. And we wanted to discuss about little class syntax. Sometimes in case you wanted to define some classes, you might be aware like we define sometimes our own data structures. We call them uh, not inbuilt data structure, user defined data structure. So class is one of the example. So we will have init function. So init function is nothing but other languages have this right constructors. So in our Python, you write init function. Remember two underscores and two underscores are there, and init is initialization self, and this is recently introduced or yeah the in the sorry in Python 3. You have to tell the return type. So we are saying return type is none actually. And suppose
The
you will,
syntax is like underscore init is a keyword, self is a number of arguments, kind of.
yeah, self is actually reference to the instance of the class itself. So if you remember in C or C sharp, they will have this dot something, right? So they have self, and we are saying you will have ID and suppose name as of now. Person will have. So now you will say self dot ID is nothing but ID and self dot name is name. This is how we define one of the class. But yeah, when you want to define any object person, so you will call this person class and giving ID. Suppose ID is integer and name you can pass as a string. So p dot ID, if you do it, it will print 5. And if you print p dot name, you might be aware of this class and this. And if you print p itself, it will say class object of person. So might be aware, right? Object we say instance, and one instance of class, that is p, and its attributes we call them ID and name. They have two attributes, and we can write methods also. Suppose uh, we can write methods in the sense you want to do something on top of them and all. So it's suppose right now you just write print data kind of method, or print info or details. So you can write print self dot id. Uh, these are nothing, just a syntax where things, and self dot name. So when you call print details, I think on print details. Okay, yeah, you have to call like this p dot print details like this. Uh, we did not define. Okay, yeah, we did not. We forgot to run this. Now it should work. For detail, it is. Or
Will it get deleted?
uh, type error. Yeah, so this will come error because this piece is a string, right? ID is not a string, so we just convert them into a string. So now it should work actually. So it just printed, converted 5 and Siam as a string and printed for us.
Okay.
So yeah, you might be remember this, maybe not sure. Overload function is also there. Uh, this is init is already defined. So sometimes add and subtraction and print statement represent some of these keywords are also methods are already defined. So defined methods in Python. Yeah, already. So class has many methods already defined. Like yes, so they have is instance and all. No, actually, what is that list we call that? Yeah, operator overloading.
Overload.
Yeah, that. operator overloading is there. So operator overloading. So that way you can see there are like some symbols which we can perform class objects and all. So those are already defined. So un ah okay, yeah, like underscore. Then actually you have to write underscore add. Getter functions will be, you can, sorry, less than and greater than is there. This is less than, greater than, equal to. So these are the some functions. Operator function, comparison is there, assignment is there, and unary operators. These you can also define for the class, and others are also there. Print is also might be there, and represent is also there. So for time being, because we defined person, right? We cannot do anything much on person class. But if you have some class you define for coordinate or something like this, you can actually use. So suppose we defined, sorry, not print. So for print, this is the function.
I didn't get it. For print, this is the function uses
Yeah,
this
meaning
underscores.
when you call this print only, right? Suppose uh, we call print on P, right? But it is just saying person object is there at some address. So this is hexagonal memory address and person object is there. But if you define this str in a good way, then it will print for you actually. So suppose you write the similar code but with return statement and remove this actually. So print is getting overloaded by this statement. That is what I meant by. So when you define this and you again call this p, if you now do it, it will print like this. You able to get?
Uh, Not completely
So
because
no, I am
I
saying
forgot the
when you
concept.
call this print for anything, right? Print is nothing but str form of any class actually. So in when you don't write anything for the method, it's already defined, and what it prints, it's actually it prints this for you. But when you overloaded it, meaning you did the print overloaded, where you said string, convert the string form of id and the name with some space value, you are now getting, when you are printing that object of person, you are getting this string form of that. So previously when you are printing, right, it was like p dot attributes actually, or you can say method we are calling, but now you can directly call print on the person object.
Okay.
Yeah, this we change also code actually. I should, yeah, not continue here itself. So two different way you define, like you can either directly call or you can directly say like this also. Both will give you similar result because we defined in,
Define the classes there
yeah,
inside the.
similar way. That's why suppose you can write here itself, yeah, from print statement or something like this. So when you define like this, I think we have to call this first. If you write like this, it will give you string form of this and this. When you call this, it will say from the statement. Yeah,
Okay.
these are two different way. I think classes generally by, yeah, data analysis persons not be using much, but still, yeah, you can have for your understanding because most of the things which you see in Other libraries, they are class and other objects will be there. Obviously, that is standard practice to write libraries and all. So
Here in Python, everywhere we will use the inbuilt libraries only, right?
yeah, mostly we are going to use inbuilt libraries. So we talked about these for loops, while loops, methods. So that's all. I think they talked much. I think I only talked about classes. Yeah, and anything else we talked about. Yeah, one. Yeah, meanwhile, okay. Oh, I'm referring to the. Okay, we have here. Yeah, this. Oh no. Oh, we. Yeah. Yeah, I prepared this quiz once. You can also check. Oh, it's not there. Yeah, no, not this. This is some. Okay, these. Mostly, yes, you can see some of the other courses they directly go into coding and all. Yeah, start library, read the data frame, and start working on them. So, this we are not doing. Yeah, actually, I made that quiz, but yeah, it's not. Okay, no. Okay, yeah, I just one more thing we wanted to talk about is for installation and all. So yeah, to import any library is I think we talked or not, but yeah, we can
No, no,
continue.
we didn't.
Yeah, so there is one OS library where you will have some OS related information or some directory and all. So OS get working directory. It is one of the command generally. You can have when you call this, it will tell you where actually your files are there. If you want to change over this file and os.get uh, os direct name is there. Oh no, os.path is there. Path direct path dot absolute path is there. They will have one positional path. Okay. So suppose you pass this. So you have to pass this paths in string format, and it is now just returning the same path actually for us. There is one more. Change directories are also there.
This is like we are trying to find where our Python files are stored or what.
Correct. Yeah. So These are like when you're writing your scripts, you want to move location working directory from here to there actually. So these are like some commands which already your terminal will have, like, oh, suppose you are working at, you get the location, right? C user
Right.
APR, yeah, Python classes is the folder we are working. Now you want to move to some other path actually. So suppose you pasted. Now you want to move uh, one folder up actually. So you will write like this. What it is saying? It is saying syntax error because yeah, these should be so. Okay, syntax error is like this. Yeah. So now you will check your paths. They are different actually. Now it changed. So yeah, because mm, this is, yeah, rarely might be we are using, but yeah, some scripts we need. So these are some libraries are already there. You changing directory, getting the working directory, or getting the list of directories also. One more command is also is yeah, getting list of directories, a list of files.
It's like when we are working and if the work is finished in that file, then we are trying to move it into some local or a safe folder.
Yeah, or you want to run some other files which is in different directory. So there is
Okay,
one more.
directly by going to that path, we are trying to run it.
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
Instead of so here we can write list directory is there. It will tell you which all the files or yeah directories we have inside this location. So these are like sometimes what will happen. You will not get only one file to work on actually. Suppose you got lot of Excel files or any text file. Suppose, or your data are like in the first one file has like data underscore January, so it will have Jan data. One more file data underscore Jan, Fab, so Fab data is there. So in those cases, you have to read those files. How you can read them, because they have, you can have multiple types of files actually, because you can put identifier saying yeah, these extension I want to read. So XLS extension only you care about. So you can put the condition, yeah, if this name is XLS, then only read the file and store that data into some variable and use it. So that is how we can use one of the use case of list directory. Other many can be there, but these are
Can you
like
see what is
general.
inside this any of the files like ant.txt? I mean, will it be coming in a readable format or it will just give the file name?
Yeah, no, you must be coming as a readable format, and we need to read it actually. So suppose CSVs are actually very easy to read in pandas as pd dot read CSV is there. So we can read this last one. Okay, yeah, currently where we are here only, right? So I think it can read salaries. It is not able to read, yeah, I guess so. Because we moved our location also, or it is reading for us. Yeah, file not found here. So we might be needing to give the exact location for time being, but If you are in the same folder, you don't have to give it here. So when you read like this, it will read for you entire
Mm,
file.
okay.
Similarly, yeah, that class, yeah, where is the Python class? Yeah, this we talked. Okay, yeah, commands and all. No, I'm just checking anything else we wanted to talk or we are covered. So yeah, math libraries are also there. If sometimes we want to use some math functions, so just import math and generally I think yeah in maths mainly is like this sine or cosine. This maths functions are there. E tangent, arctangent. E is also there is like natural number. Pi is there and yeah, sine and all is also there. Sine of some degree you are passing, so it will give values. So this is one of the more by importing things. Math is there because generally I remember absolute we can use and suppose absolute of 90 1902 it will give you positive and all. But ceilings and all I think yeah they are in maths. So sometimes you have to do this operation, getting the seal of this
Seal
upper
of down.
positive and all. Yeah, this definitely these are some methods. Ceilings are there, and what we call to the bottom one,
Flooring.
flooring.
Ground.
Yeah, floor will be also there. But as you do not export it, it will throw error. Yeah, floor is
Okay.
there.
Here input is a keyword and whatever we are giving like after input that is a library.
Yeah. Correct, correct. This is one way you can import the entire library. So when
Okay.
you are importing entire library, you have to use math dot and then the function inside that library which you want to use.
Okay.
That is 1.54. But this is like importing entire library and rewriting these three to import here and math here and actually the function name. One way is this also you can only import the functions which you sure that you are going to use them only.
Okay.
One more way is you can actually write from math import star we write actually. So it is like importing everything. So now actually you can directly call sine 1.45, it will give you values.
Okay, there are three significant differences there.
Yeah, so three different ways are there. Any three, whichever you are comfortable, you can use. And I think one more example is you can rename them actually because suppose some library name is very long actually. So in generally we use as this pandas. So pandas every time you have to write pandas dot data frame, pandas dot series something. So what they do is pandas dot as PD. So now it is replaced as PD actually. Similarly for math also you can do something like as empty. So when you do as empty, then this will not work. This will work still. But if you are doing this, it will say math is not defined. Instead of math, you can write empty actually.
Okay, this is like a alias name. Can we give
Aliasing, yeah,
any
correct.
alias name or is it also defined like for math
Obviously,
we
you
should do
should
anything?
not give the keywords which are like in and all, right? In you cannot define give or for you should not give. But some whatever you can understand, you can say. Either M, capital M is also fine.
Okay.
So just write capital M. Now you aliasing of the library, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, that is one thing. And yeah, these are, see, yeah, factorial is there, absolute are there, imports and all. And yeah, this try and,
Exceptions.
yeah, try and catch is also there. So you might be aware whenever you get, you want to, meaning when you are not sure some of the operation, you do try something. Uh,
Then
but
zero divided by
yeah,
zero.
then when you realize there is some error, so there can be some error. So if that error happens, what to do? Uh,
Through a error message.
yeah, yeah. So most of the time, yeah, key errors or type error is there, or meaning catching those exception errors actually. So, or here actually we have to write or like this, or, oh sorry, yeah, print got error. You can tell the name and all. So suppose key is equals to a, and okay. Now let's define some dictionary for you. Is saying A as one, B as two. Yeah. So suppose you tried key and get A's actually. So this will
Uh,
uh, it will give you error actually, right?
key of A, it can give one, right? In the
Yeah,
A,
actually it will give error because we forgot A is actually single quotes.
okay.
A is a string, you have to give like this, and you can write print here actually. So when you pass correct key, it will give you so correct value, and it entered into this. So generally, what is like this piece can be a list actually. So one example is like suppose you are collecting marks of some student. So suppose one is for you only and one for me, and you are actually iterating over the list of data is there. So if my name is not there in this, you should introduce the first find my name as a list actually, right? So you will say uh, key is a dictionary, and you are giving my name and introducing as empty list or some one value or default value. But when there is not, there is sorry, actually you will append it. This I think you need to look into this syntax later, how this is working. This is one very basic example of how to use, when to use this key error and all. So in this time you will say create one empty. So suppose we, for time being, we don't have any data here in the dictionary. Now when you run this, it will, what it does, it created one, sorry, we should write here itself, print key. So it created an empty, this one. and we can remove this. Actually, put it here. Yeah. So let's start this. So what we did, we defined key as a one instead of wait. We should say D as a dictionary actually. Yeah, then better.
Can you try to reshare it? I think I had a network problem.
Mm-hmm. I didn't get you. So no. S- so D is empty, right? So if you type D dot Rishi, it will, as of now, this will give you something. But when it is empty, it will give you error, key error. Hello? Oh, yeah, I think,
I got disconnected due to my
yeah, yeah,
network issue.
okay, no issue. So I was saying, when you don't have this key in the dictionary, because I defined that dictionary D as empty dictionary, so it will throw error because it is not having that key. Now it will, what it is doing, it is either appending, checking this and appending an empty list with zero element, not empty, with a list with element zero. Otherwise, it is creating a new list, empty list. So when I run this code, what it will create a dictionary with empty list. But if I rerun this, so it will append actually this zero because we already have now this Rishi as a key. When you rerun again, it will again append one more.
Okay, at first it is working on the exception, then it is doing the try work.
Correct. So it is like when you are sure like this value is not there, you should define that value, default value. And you when you are getting one key error, but you can append now when you have we got the key as present there actually. So then you are appending on it. This is like one example I had in mind. Yeah. So yeah, there are many also. Instead of try catch error is there, so you can actually not try with only on one error. You can have multiple errors. So first you want to do some operation, then you find yeah there will be some error. So you have to write except function what to do with that error.
Okay.
So there can be a key error. Just now we talked. There are type error and other errors are also there. So basically, mainly attribute error will come into picture. Some yeah many others are there. Type error I remember. I also for
These errors we should be know by heart or what it is
error
like.
says error value error will can come. Yeah. Yeah, this actually based on your codes and all, it depends what type of data types or error you want to handle. Connection timeout errors are also there. Many types of error are there, or syntax error is there. Those errors we can actually catch them. Yeah,
Okay, the syntax error, when we run, we get a syntax error. The same thing can be caught it here also. That
correct,
is what.
correct. You can catch it here also. Probably, yeah, syntax error we cannot catch. Others also only we can. Yeah. Let me see. Or is there? Yeah, actually we can. Okay. Any error can be catched actually, and
Okay.
it entirely yeah, depends on use case. This also we wanted to talk as we talked, and yeah, that's all. I think now later we will talk about NumPy actually. This was yeah, a little fast, but I will go slow. Yeah. So yeah, I think yeah, these also are there. Open some path text file. You can directly write them. Opening that text file. One example we used actually, and okay, with function is also there. Yeah. So instead of this, suppose we give a location of any. Yeah, just now you are asking right. OS dot path networking directory. We are here, right? Yeah, we want to move this to, let's see, we remember the path. So now we are here and inside that directory, so we can have a path which can give you the file location actually. So we have already prepared one text file. It has something written. Okay, so this ant.txt. Yeah. So you know there exists one txt file, but what it's inside there you don't know actually. So that is our idea is to read that file and try to check what present in there. So there is a certain piece of commands which we use. Is I can yeah try to explain. Here what we are doing is we are opening that particular file and keeping as a f as a variable f, and it's like text wrapper kind of function which actually have entire data. And what we are doing, we are going to read them line by line and printing those lines actually. You just have to give the path and then print on it. So when you print on it, it is saying, yeah, this is a Python class. There are two students. Previously we had Syam and this. And in the end of the file, you have TA written end. That's all. So this is one way to read the file and print what is there.
And
Similarly,
we
you
need
can,
directly open. Why we need edit?
yeah, you want to visit, actually, you can visit
Oh,
also where it is. Yeah, it's in C, users, APR, and now Python classes. And you can see here it is written like this. Oh, okay, I'm not sure. Yeah, we can zoom. Yeah,
okay. Yeah, and that syntax we have given like with open. Can it
correct.
work like without it open also? Like we are just trying to open it.
So
Like
with is a
why?
keyword. Keep that file open until we read all the lines actually. Yeah,
Okay.
one more keyword is there actually with and for. These are some generic keywords we are going to use to read the text file actually. This is one way, but there are other way also I think. Let's see pandas has or not. Pandas dot read text is also there or not there. Yeah, text text. No, they don't have. Yeah. So actually, to read txt files, we have to write like this, and we can add also. Yeah, something like this. Okay. No, these are actually reading and in the same and printing in the list actually. So R strip is there. You can remove the extra spacing from the right side. So, so just to get a habitual, like, yeah, how we are reading this file and reading, yeah. So for line and F, yeah, I am also not remembering the syntax here for lines, this strips. This also with top, right? Yeah. There are also other methods that is like write lines and read lines. So I think when you have only F, so you just try to find what is F actually. So F is saying we are in reading mode. Some encoding number is given, meaning encoding method is there, and this file we want to read actually. So this already have some other methods actually read lines. So reading all the lines for you, it is just give you all the lines we have in the file actually. Oh, okay. So this actually we can only do when the file is open. That's why you have to write with open and path name as F, and then actually you can read lines. Yeah. Oh, okay. This then we print this. Yeah. Yeah. So something
Minute
like
flag.
this. So just meaning for like in the shorter version, I can say is like there is a text file. You want to do some operations that can be either reading the files, writing the files. So write files is also there in which you have to pass what you want to write in that file, and others are like doing some analysis on it actually. So what can be there actually? Sometimes you get the data in text file, and what will happen? The first row can be as a,
Header.
yeah, header, and rest will be like you can open this actually CSV into text file, right? You know, you can directly open this. No, and text file. So you will get like this information. Then you can read them as a same way and convert the data into some Python objects where you can do a manipulation, whatever you want to do, you can do it. So sometimes CSVs you don't get as a CSV, you get as a TXT files. So that time these methods or the approach which I am saying is very helpful. And you can write the output also because you don't want to see on the console every time, right? You don't want to see the results here. You want to save somewhere. So that time you can actually write the lines, create any some result.txt, write your information, whatever you wanted to say, and store it there itself. So then you have to give one more command that is like W, write lines kind of thing.
Okay.
So writing mode, sorry, that was reading mode when you are not passing anything. So you can see write, read mode is also there. This is read mode, write mode, and yeah, many other mode will be. I think read and write both will be there. So RW you can write one of the
I mean, at a time
methods.
we are reading and writing also.
Yeah, correct. You are like checking, yeah, what is there. So these are the some other modes also. R opening, reading, sorry, WX is there to create new file, open it with for writing. A is there for read, appending at the line, binary mode, text mode, and universal line mode actually. So you can go through this also, yeah. And read line I'm not giving as example, but in case we need some data or yeah, so suppose you think here RW is not there. They are actually RW is like Linux world they have. Suppose in the end we want to write f dot write line and we pass a list of saying we have new. So when you did this, you actually, yeah, this one is not updated, but you if you reopen, I think it should be updated. Yeah, we have, but it's not appended, so we should give. I think append mode was there, right? Let's try. We can append or not. So every time opening that file and yeah, what was that? Okay,
Yeah.
A, right? Yeah, open for writing and appended. So if we rerun this, suppose I run 3 times, 4 times. Yeah, let's see, four new rows should be there. Yeah, correct. But it's just appending in the
So in all
uh,
it suggests decision can comment down.
correct. So one more thing is we can bring this into picture. Sorry, slash n. So remember the slash will not work. Double slash can work. Maybe. Yeah, this is working. This is working. Let's see. Is it going to append inside new line? Oh yeah, no. It's again not working. Okay, let's see. It should work. Yeah, this is working. So only slash n is required, not double slash. Yeah, to bring into new lines. Based on that, you can write whatever you want. So it's your convenient actually. And yeah, yeah, I think that's all. It will. It was appending, right? We can say W. Then it is only writing, so new file will be written with one value actually. And when we again convert them, uh, append, I think now it should be appending. Oh, but yeah, we forgot. So one line will be appended in the front, other rest will be like this. I think yeah, that's all for today. I think
Okay, we will get
enough.
these possible scenarios in the practical work also, or what? Opening a file and writing directly to that.
Yeah, just now I told sometimes you will get data in text file. So maybe some examples. Hmm, we generally go here. The Kaggle will have this lot of data sets, and maybe you can put some filter on type of data. It's not their type of data. Cancel. Yeah, I was just checking some stock datas and all. So they have yeah, huge stock datas. You can see this is text files. Lot of text files you are getting, and each are in different files also. Not and definitely these are these numbers only. High and low of a stock in a day. Trading is there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So and two examples. Now you can do for a. I think this has how many data it is. I am not sure how big the data size is. But supposing you have just download some 5 to 10 files, try to read them. If you're able to read them, try to store as a class object also you can do it. Or just try to read them at least. Yeah, hard. And actually you should create a table so if you're able to create, but that piece we did not talk there as of now, yeah, then what point. But yeah, read you can do it actually. Try to read them, and later on we want to try to plot them actually, how they are varying, all the stock market and all. Yeah.
Okay, these we will be doing in further classes.
Correct, correct. Yeah. So these are some one type of example. Many others you will find actually. Some population data sets we have. Meaning I'm giving there here we have lot of data. Whatever data you want to try, you can read. Text file is there. So see what happens. They have the list of countries and cities in another one file, but the other information in other files. So you have to do merge and all the things which you are
Oh,
doing in the tables actually, right? Bringing tables from different databases or different files. Yeah,
merge declarations is also process.
merge, left merge, join, and all. Okay, I think yeah, many are there files, so you can look into these data sets. Okay, let's stop there.